Hey everyone, welcome to our Nintendo E3 recap of what they just showed off at their press conference. Obviously not a real press conference that they're showing off, but they did a Nintendo Direct today, and we wanted to highlight the things that they kind of showed off there. My name is Brian, and I got Kronos Trinity with me here today, and Keegan as well. First off, guys, let's talk about what your initial thoughts were of the press conference, and we can get some ideas on how we all felt about that.
I didn't think it blew me out of the water, but I thought it took a really solid at least fourth or third place. I mean, it was good. It wasn't nothing whoa, but it wasn't nothing it showed what we thought it would show and it got to the point. Then it went on to do its community stuff with Smash. That's about it.
It also only ran about like 45 minutes or so it's very concise and to the point. We've seen a couple press conferences run a little long, specifically Microsoft and Sony. And I mean, with those, at least they had a lot more stuff to show and a lot more stuff that I was interested in. The cool part about these guys, they kind of kept it to point, went from thing to thing, and made it pretty quick. The one thing I would like to see maybe a little bit more was some more gameplay of some of the games, because we really just saw small trailers of a lot of stuff. And yeah, we saw some Yoshi and small snippets, but there was no real actual gameplay showings of what the games looked like in longer detail. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I thought, like you said, Kronos was very similar to what I'd expect from what they're going to bring out. It was pretty much following everything that they kind of, talked about beforehand, or what you could have expected, or I mean, it was kind of them essentially dotting their I's and crossing their T's, where they're really covering all the stuff you expected. Nintendo has some stables, has some stuff that you'd expect for them to come through. Zelda specifically, go over the Pokemon games, talk about Super Smash Brothers, and then they went into Yoshi a bit. It was kind of stuff that you'd expect, and a couple new ones thrown in there too. But yeah, I feel like it wasn't something that really blew me away, but I was happy to see what they showed off, and it was definitely, I'd say, a good conference from them. It wasn't like empty and barren where I was feeling really worried. So
I'm with you and Braden though. I really think they could have shown off a new Metroid or a Star Fox to really make it.
Yeah.
But what would you even want from a Star Fox game, It's would you like to see a GameCube version, like the GameCube version was, that really good one that I
like
liked a lot?
64, kind of like, this is me personally, but I want to see like a 64 in like HD, because that's the thing you gotta think about with a lot of these games, that we haven't seen HD versions of any of these games before. Like Mario Kart 8 looks freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
And like I mean that, like if you play the game and you see it on the gamepad, it looks great. On your TV when you're just like one player playing, it's so beautiful and bright, and like it just makes you think like, wow, this is what this looks like. What could a Metroid look like in HD? What could a Star Fox look like? What could like a full-on Mario game look like? And I love the new Super Mario 3D World that came out for the Wii U. I thought it was a really fun game, but you know what I mean? They're like a kind of Galaxy-esque game, where like push the boundaries of this console. Like if you look at Sony, if you look at Microsoft, you had games like The Last of Us coming out last generation, and the Wii U's better than that, right? And I'd love to see some really, just kind of pushing the boundaries of the console and making some very interesting stuff. They could definitely do that. So.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm hoping that they do with the Zelda game, because it looks like from what they've kind of shown, there's a lot of potential in that Zelda game, and I think they can really push the boundaries and make that one of the best Zelda titles we've seen in a long time.
I think so too. It looks really nice, and like the idea of being open world, kind of go into the dungeons as you wish and please. That sounds really amazing. Let's jump into actual like details of what's been going on at the conference. So, to start off with a Smash Bros. Trailer, and talked about there being Mii fighters. So that was the new challenger, if you will, to start off the conference. And thoughts on this one, guys?
I don't know.
Palutena, right? Or are you talking about the Miis?
Palutena was at the end.
Palutena's the very end. I'm talking about the very beginning of the press conference.
I don't count those. Do you count Miis as new characters?
Yeah, it's a new fighter that you can fight with.
Yeah, it's a new fighter.
I don't know how I feel about it.
I feel all right with it. I don't know. I just felt like I'd rather have, say, another character from another game instead of being able to play with my Mii.
Yeah, maybe
at least
Dark
that's
Link.
what I'm thinking.
I don't want to see stupid like people's Miis in the game when I'm fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I don't know. That's the thing I like about Smash Bros. Is fighting against the other characters. But if there's like a Mii there, I don't know. Just like the Wii Fit, I don't know. The Wii Fit trainer doesn't really fit in with me and like the style of the game. So like that and the Mii, I don't know, sets me kind of off. But I don't think it'll bother me too much in the end.
But how do you think the balancing is going to be on it? I mean, we have what was it, brawler, sword wielder, or swordsman and gunner? I don't know what they call the
I think
swordsman.
it'll probably play similar to the Wii Fit trainer, probably considering what that is. But I don't know. I don't think it'll affect it too much. Like we probably won't see another Meta Knight, but
Oh God.
I don't know.
Also, on top of that, too, they showed up the near field connections for Super Smash Brothers. So, they've been talking about those little toys, kind of similar to
Oh,
Disney
you mean
Infinity.
Amiibo?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, yeah, I saw that. It looked pretty interesting.
yeah. So that's sorry. It was just it's called a near field connection in regards to what it uses, similar to those games. But yeah, they called them Amiibos, and yeah, you'll be able to use them in Super Smash Brothers. What thoughts on that? It kind of just looked interesting.
Uh,
Um, I mean,
so
I need to see more of it, obviously, to know for sure what it would be. But
I kind of missed out on what the point of it was. So basically, you put it on the gamepad and it transfers over data from the statue into your game. But what would that do to affect Smash Brothers? Are they saying that you have to have these statues to unlock characters, or
no,
do?
I think it's just more like it has specific stats to grow over time and stuff like that.
Oh,
Which
okay,
made
so
me a little bit worried about balancing issues in regards to the near field, characters, like
yeah.
spending more money getting these characters and them actually being better potentially. I don't think they would do that, but I mean, they were talking about changing stats and things like that, and I was like, what does
I
that
mean,
mean?
there are the blatantly obvious characters in the Smash games, but I never really. I found the Smash games to be pretty balanced. Like I know a lot of people shit on Link, but that was my forte. I loved playing as Link
Yeah,
back in the
yeah,
day. But
Nintendo usually does a good job with balancing out their Smash games, unless they put Meta Knight into it, but that's an entire different story.
Besides from that, though, they said that the 3DS version has been delayed till the fall, and the Wii U game is coming out in the fall as well. So there's gonna be no kind of
I'm fine with that.
yeah. Well, they were gonna get the 3DS one out there first. I thought to maybe get some people buying that and then buying the Wii U one, but obviously that's not gonna be a thing. So that happened. They checked about Amiibo, as we already said. Then they showed off Yoshi's Woolly World for 2015.
I mean, it looks okay. It looks decent, but I don't think I was never big into Yoshi games.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks
I
okay, but nothing that's gonna make me run out and
No,
play it
I
on
mean,
day
like,
one.
I like Yoshi as well. Yoshi's one of my favorite characters from the Mario verse, if you will. But it wasn't something that I was really excited by. But yeah, it looked cool. It looked pretty. It looked cute as well.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, they moved on to the Captain Toad trailer that was kind of, the Super Mario 3D World gameplay where you could go and play as Toad and go into these little levels. It seems like an extension of what that is. Which looks kind of cool. It's supposed to be coming out this fall, I believe. But yeah, again, it's something that I was really like. That was probably one of the biggest surprises, but I wasn't really like sure how I felt about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing to really add to that much more. Let's get to probably the biggest thing of the conference, though, and that was the Legend of Zelda trailer that they showed off. Two biggest things to talk about, we've already kind of said. Open world, and obviously the fact that you can kind of travel around, go to the places that you can see on the map, and, you can tackle the dungeons the way you want to. It's not necessarily going to be something where you're immediately, going from one place to another, kind of similar to Wind Waker in some regards, but not really, and the fact that you will be able to hopefully kind of go around the map and really just kind of tackle this world the way you want. I was really excited by it. I wish I could have seen more. What are your thoughts on the open world idea? Number one, number two, Link's look, and number three, the short gameplay that it showed off.
Well,
I'm
you
really
want to take
excited.
it?
I'm really excited for the open world concept. I've Zelda is something that I've played on and off for. Like I was big into it playing Ocarina of Time, and I think this gets me more excited. Like the open world, being able to do what I want to do with Zelda, because that's something I like about Zelda. You get to go do what you want. The open world is really cool. I know a lot of people in the chat were compared to Skyrim, which I don't know if that'll be like a comparison that'll probably stay true, but I feel like adding an open world is going to make it a lot more fun,
Yeah.
a lot more joy.
Uh,
Maybe give it a little bit more like longevity to the game, because like I felt like after I built this Zelda game, I didn't really want to go play it again. I wasn't like rushing back. But if they keep it open world and they add a lot more into it, maybe it adds a little bit more longevity and more people would enjoy that.
Yes, essentially, like what it looks like for the open world is what it should look like theoretically if they don't, tone it down like a Watchdog scenario or something like that. Obviously, they didn't show him walking around and doing stuff, but the graphics in the game look very much what it should look like, minus the fact, obviously, that they cut to a cutscene. But those are not like the thing about that one is it's not a cutscene like the prototypical cut
yeah.
away, it goes to black, and you come back in CG. Like that's actual them using the graphics of the game to
Yeah,
make that
it
happen.
just all happens within the engine, yeah, or the actual
Yeah.
game.
But
I
you're
think
right
this-
though in saying that it could very well be someone that doesn't look exactly like that. But I just wanted to kind of highlight that being that it was in the engine it looked like. So yeah.
I
Do you
think this
think
one has
people are
the
gonna
most
get?
potential out of
Yeah, oh
anything
yeah,
that
definitely.
Nintendo has shown. This one has the most potential, and this is the one I feel I'm most excited to see.
For sure, I
Do you
agree
think
with you.
do you think people are gonna get butthurt? Usually, whenever they do games like these, the colorful style, like people got really butthurt about Wind Waker.
I don't know. I think
I don't
it
know.
looks
Oh,
cool. I think people will be
yeah.
excited.
Yeah, I
I don't know.
love stuff.
I liked Wind Waker's
Oh yeah, I loved
colorful
Wind Waker.
design. I think it was a nice change that they made.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Let's move on though to
Yep.
the Pokemon trailer that they showed off. I thought it was very much just kind of showing off the gameplay. It didn't really. There was no new info there. I guess it's because obviously it's not really a new game that they're releasing. But what do you think of that one, Keegan? Since you're obviously a
Um,
Pokemon aficionado.
Um, I looked at the gameplay. It confirmed what we saw yesterday with the Korokoro leaks. It confirmed the new megas, but like we're gonna know basically what's gonna happen throughout the entire game because it's a remake, and they didn't like showed off some cool, I guess, graphic stuff. They showed off a little bit of what the in-game looked like. They show off what Fortree looks like. Thank God, I'm pumped for that. It looks really cool. Um, but yeah, nothing really groundbreaking. I think that we saw there. I think it was just kind of like a cool little thing that they added.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Bayonetta 2 got a trailer. Have you either you played Bayonetta, the original game?
I played it a little bit, but not too much.
Didn't
Uh,
really suit my taste personally when I played it.
Yeah,
I
neither did
think
I.
there's gonna be a lot of mad people. There was a magical girl Bayonetta costume.
Huh.
Yeah, I know, but we'll see. I mean, like that's a game that obviously some fans are really, really into. That's not something that speaks to me personally, but it looked like a
The
cool
trailer.
trailer.
The trailer made me jump because they actually said hell and Nintendo. I was like, whoa, that's groundbreaking.
Ooh, dirty words. Then we moved on to the other Link game, Hyrule Warriors, and that's the Dynasty Warriors kind of cross with the Zelda verse, and yeah, it's coming out this fall. I I don't have any interest for this game. It looks, semi pretty, but I'm not a Dynasty Warriors fan. I don't want to play a Dynasty Warriors game
I,
as Link. So, but what about you guys?
I had a certain amount of hype for this game because I played a Dynasty Warriors a long time ago in a land far, far away that I can't even remember anymore for the PlayStation 2. I can't
Yeah.
remember the name of the game, what it looked like, but I loved it. And have they announced Midna yet? Because I know we saw her in this trailer and they did mention her. Was she announced before or?
I don't think she was. I think they were talking about playable characters. Those are the new ones. So,
Yeah, that was she
Yeah.
was she looked pretty badass. She did that big ass Twilight Orb thing where she threw it down. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat as Brad, and I never really enjoyed Dynasty Wars. I never played it, so I'm like, I'd rather play the other Zelda games, to be perfectly honest.
that's fair enough. And then after that, they went into Kirby and the Rainbow Curse for, I guess, the Wii U, and that's 2015. Kirby game. I feel
Yeah.
really bad not like having the enthusiasm for Yoshi and
Yeah.
Kirby, but I don't really. I mean, like I don't know. Did you guys get hyped for this
I-
trailer at all, or?
Not really.
No.
Like, I mean, I enjoy Nintendo games, but Kirby's just one of those things I could never really get into.
I like
Like,
the
I'm just
Nintendo
looking.
64 one.
Hmm.
Yeah, the Nintendo 64 was cool, but I was looking at this, I'm like, I don't see anything that they're doing with this that makes me like, all right, I have to go out and play the new
Yeah,
Kirby
it
game.
didn't.
It's just
Yeah.
kind of like there. If it's
Didn't
like a
compel me.
$5 game in like the Walmart bin, I might pick it up and play it, but
Yeah.
it's nothing that I'm really too excited for.
Yeah,
You're about to get crucified by Nintendo.
I know. I
fans.
feel bad because if anybody's watching this and a really big Nintendo fan, we just don't sound that enthused by some of this stuff. I feel like
And I
they're
mean-
just kind of not hitting the notes you really wanted to hear from this
Yeah.
press conference. So,
I mean,
But-
like, I'm a big Nintendo fan. I'm not really too
Yeah.
excited by most of the stuff in here.
and don't get me wrong, I thought they did a good job in
Yeah.
kind of bringing out the stuff we expected. But I would have loved, like I said, to see one of those other games instead of a Kirby or something like that. But they showed off Xenoblade Chronicles, which is Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm not exactly sure of the mythos behind this game. Obviously, a lot of people really liked the Xenoblade series. I'm not sure if this is a remake of one before, if it's a new Xenoblade, and that's my lack of knowledge in regards to the series. But that's something that a lot of people get really hyped for. But that's not me personally. It looked like an interesting trailer though. I kind of liked what they're showing off. So
Yeah. It's probably one of those games that, like, I don't know much about, but it's probably the one that I'd pick up over
one-
anything else.
It's
It
one of those
looks good.
games that
Continue,
I saw for
continue.
the Wii. It's one of those games that I saw for the Wii, but never got into it. But I've heard everybody and their fucking moms talking about the series.
yeah, it has a lot of positive feedback from the games previously on the Wii. It was like one of the last Wii games that came out that was really highly lauded. So see what this one would be like is going to be cool. We moved on to a game that leaked a couple days ago, which was Mario Maker, which is going to be a game where you can play Mario and you can make your own levels, which is kind of neat, and I think that's probably cool. It's probably one of the most interesting things, innovative things. You know, we looked at this. And if you watched our other press conference recaps, which you can do on our channel, you'll find out a lot of what we talked about was being excited by video games based on the facts of innovation. You know,
Yeah.
like Assassin's Creed Unity. I think the reason why so many of us really liked it was not like the French Revolution. The whole idea of what it was doing was really awesome, but the fact that it had the idea of 4-player, co-op going on at the same time too, was like the whoa moment from that. Or we looked at other games, and I'm running out of examples right now, but games like
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Siege and stuff like that did something interesting, or Evolve, or these titles right now that are bringing new kind of facets into what they're doing. And this is probably the biggest thing that I felt that Nintendo did that really kind of had that, like, not whoa factor, but like, hey, at least you're doing something different. And this is, they run on the same IP so much that it's nice to see that they're taking an IP that they own. Obviously, it's not a true Mario game, but they're making it very different than what it is. So I thought it was probably one of the most exciting things I saw from the conference.
Yeah.
So.
It's something that I think will be fun to play around with, like with friends. Say like you have a bunch of friends over, you're like, hey, I'm gonna make a Mario level. Have fun trying to beat this one, because
Yeah,
like
you mean have
they're-
fun being a dick.
yeah, exactly, because like
You can't beat my level.
yeah,
So.
because like the Super Mario World, they've had hack tools for that for God knows how long,
Oh,
and I think like having like here, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be cool. I'm excited to test it out at least. It's gonna be fun, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's gonna be just a fun little thing to do in your off time.
Just a side note, can you check your mic, Kronos? Because
What is it?
it's coming in
Is it-
very like ver.
All right. How is it now?
Still has the same kind of tinge to it.
All right, let me see. Hold on. I'll unplug it 1 second.
Okay.
All right.
That's perfect. Sweet. I just wanted to do the rest of it with that way. Cool. Speaking of new IPs for Nintendo, how about Splatoon?
Oh, I'm at.
Splatoon. No, actually, this would look kind of cool. I actually thought it was kind of neat. It was
Yeah.
playing on like the Blob and Unfinished Swan in a way. Like those are two games I thought it was really pulling on, and it was kind of a neat idea for like a multiplayer game.
I'm a little butthurt.
A multiplayer game for Nintendo? Like,
Yeah.
sorry, but
I
yeah.
don't know, like
I'm
it's a
butthurt.
really innovative idea. I'm really excited to see how this one plays out. This is one of the ones that has me just intrigued the most, I think.
Yeah, like maybe it'll be bad, but at
Yeah.
least I want to watch and find out what is going to happen to it. So.
Exactly, yeah.
I think
It's
they knew what
definitely-
they were doing with showing the trailer, because when they started it off on a screen with a fucking blooper and it was just looked like pain, I was thinking Mario Sunshine 2? What? I got really excited, but I think the game looks incredible. It looks
Yeah.
like it's gonna be fun.
It looks like they're just putting like a decent amount of time and figuring out how to make it like a
Looks like they're
good
doing a lot of
multiplayer.
fucking
It looks like they have a team that kind of knows what they're doing a little bit. Like from what
Mhm.
I've saw, they have a decent idea, and it looks like it's working pretty well for them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think all of it is going to depend whether the public wants to shoot goo
I
on the
think it's gonna
ground
depend on the
in a
price.
multiplayer game.
Like, how much would you pay to shoot goo at people?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Is it real life or is it in a game?
Yeah,
in
I
a
don't
game,
know.
in
I
a
think
video
it's
game.
$60 in real life. But
I was gonna say also I left on I forgot to say probably the biggest, we talked about teasers, like Project Spark had Conquer come out, and I'm like, oh, is there gonna be a new Conquer game? And I was gonna flip my shit, and they're like, you can make Conquer games in Project Spark, and I was like, really? Probably that moment in this conference for me was the Xenoblade Chronicles opening, where I was like, Metroid, like the whole like
I had the same reaction. I'm like, is this Metroid? Like, am I gonna have to go get my Wii U now?
yeah, like, am I gonna have to leave the house immediately and run down to my store? Yeah, let's finish on the last thing though. They showed off. It was kind of looked like a actual. I was getting excited. I'm like a Super Smash Brothers anime, like maybe a series that you could watch where it's like all these characters playing together. But they showed off the goddess from Kid Icarus. I'm gonna say her name wrong, so I want you guys to say it for me.
It's Lady Palutena.
Lady Palutena. Okay, I was close, but I wanted to make sure I said it
Yeah.
right. Yeah, but I thought it was nice to see that they finished on that. I was hoping, I thought like we look at the one more things from both these conferences. It was Crackdown at Microsoft. It was Uncharted 4 at Sony's, and I was kind of expecting maybe something along those lines from them. Maybe like one more game that we're like, oh, we didn't expect it, leaving their trump card to the end. But the trump card was obviously The Legend of Zelda, and still cool to see a new character. I always love seeing new characters for Super Smash.
Would you have been a little more excited if it was an actual anime? If there was a Smash anime?
I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know if I'd watch that. Like, I love the idea of it, but I don't know if I'd find the time to actually watch that myself. I mean, it sounds silly for me to want something and not know if I'd watch it. But I mean, like, maybe younger me would have been like all over that shit. Like, I would have just been like, sweet, this is something I can watch. It's gonna be awesome.
And that's
I
more
wish
their
they wouldn't.
demographic anyway.
Yeah.
I wish they would expand into TV shows. Like, not, you know, obviously not Super Mario Brothers, the movie.
Oh my
It's-
god.
Yeah, that was awful. But I mean, like, there was a pitched Zelda thing that looked amazing. And if they had done an anime, I think this would have been a lot higher for me. But, you know, Palutena is still pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, so final thoughts, guys. I just want to get your thoughts on your favorite thing that you saw from the conference. I think it's pretty easy. You can maybe throw me a curveball, but I'm going to say The Legend of Zelda looks pretty darn cool, and I'd love to be Link walking around
I
open world.
don't know. That amiibo looked really cool.
Really? Oh.
No.
Tell me more. Spin me a tale about the amiibo.
Okay, Bayonetta Magical Girl definitely won it for me. No, it's Zelda.
I
Wii U.
think
Okay.
for me, I think Zelda has me the most excited, but Splatoon has me the most intrigued.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I saw that, I'm like, wait, what is this? But I think,
I
don't know.
can't compare those two. I'm sorry.
yeah,
I
know,
appreciate the devil's advocate from you though. That's a nice touch for this. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching our Nintendo recap. Obviously, we've been doing recaps over the past day or so. So you want to check out our ones for EA, Ubisoft, and Microsoft. Those are all up right now. We'll probably get the Sony one up too soon. And we'll be doing trailer analysis. We're talking about games from E3. So if you liked what we've done here, subscribe to our channel. Check out more stuff that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing a lot more stuff coming up in the summer as well. Thank you for watching. That's the point of this episode. But stay tuned for more in the future. Cheers.